What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 current gen today to make a build for the current gen players. Since I've been making so many builds on next gen lately, I figured I'd go back to current gen for a few days and make some current gen builds. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. This is going to be part of a 4-day series where I make 4 different builds, and today is going to be the best play shot build. So obviously this build has amazing shooting, amazing playmaking. It also has pretty good defense and finishing as well, so it's a really good all around point guard build, and it's the best play shot in the game. But before I get into the build right here, I just want to mention really quickly, if y'all are not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. Only about 2% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. It's free and I really appreciate it. But with all that being said, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so in this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a point guard, obviously, hand, jersey number, name, none of that matters. You can set that up however you want, then go ahead and click continue. Now for the skill breakdown right here, you're going to want to go down to the perfectly balanced green and yellow one, or green and orange, whatever you call it. This one right here, you want to make sure you take this one and not the one with a little bit more green than yellow. You want to choose this one right here, perfectly balanced green and yellow or orange. That's the pie chart that you're going to want right there, shooting and playmaking. Then for the physicals profile for this build, obviously you're going to want to go with pure speed, the top one right here. This is basically the best one for any guard build, just about any guard build, and no different for this build. This is the one you're going to want to go with right here. Pure speed, pure purple, the top one right there. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build. First off, for the finishing right here, you just want to move your close shot up to a 76. And then you want to max out your driving layup and your driving dunk. This only gives you 1 finishing badge, but don't worry about it too much. My play shot on this game only has 1 finishing badge, and it's really not a problem. Obviously with a 64 driving dunk, you're not going to be throwing down dunks on people, but that's really not the point of this build. Really, it's more of a shooter build, but you will be able to dunk. You can do rim grazers and stuff with a 64 dunk. You will be able to dunk, and an 80 layup will be more than enough to finish consistently at the rim with layups, so don't worry about that. This is good enough finishing for this build for sure. Even though you only have 1 badge, you'll be good on the finishing. Then you can go down to the shooting right here. For the shooting, you just want to go ahead and max out your mid-range, 3-pointer, free throw, and then put your post fader right here to a 69, and that gives you 24 shooting badges, which is a ton, way more than you're even going to need to be able to shoot consistently. And I'll show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, but 24 will be more than enough, take my word for that. And your attributes are also really good. They're going to get even better as you go through the next few slides, but right now even they're looking good. But then you can go down to your playmaking right here. For playmaking, you want to max out your pass accuracy, ball handle, and that's it. You don't want to touch post moves. You don't need to upgrade post moves at all for the extra playmaking badges. 21 will be more than enough playmaking badges. Again, I'll show you how to put on the badges at the end, but 21 will be enough. Max pass accuracy, max ball handle, and this build will get pro dribble moves, so don't worry about that. You're going to be able to get every single dribble move in the game, and you can even get the playmaker takeover, so you can take ankles if you want to, or you also get the option between the sharpshooter or the shot creator takeover. But that's how you want to set up the playmaking right there. Now go down to defense. For defense, you want to max out perimeter, lateral, steal, then go down to defensive rebound, max that out, and put your remaining attributes right here into your block. That will give you 7 defense badges. And the defense attributes on this build are pretty solid. Perimeter, defense, lateral quickness, those are more than good enough to be able to guard basically any single guard build in the entire game. Whether it's a slasher, shooter, whatever you're guarding, you'll be able to guard them. And having a little bit of block is nice as well if you're guarding some slashers. And same thing with the rebound and steal, those are nice to have as well. So once you have all of your attributes and badges looking like this, with 1 finishing, 24 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 7 defense, you can go ahead and click continue. Now for the body shape right here, obviously this doesn't matter too much. It doesn't affect the attributes or the badges of the build. All it does is change how the build looks. Won't change the build in any other way, only changes how it looks. So you can choose whichever one you like the look of the best. For me, for this build, I'll just take compact, but again, you can choose whichever one you want. Won't affect the build in any way, except for the build's appearance. But I'm going to take compact. Now for the height right here, you want to go up 2 inches to 6'5", and you can see this does bring your ball handle down a little bit. Don't worry about that. That's going to go up once we get into the wingspan. And also your speed goes down 1. Don't worry about that either. Your speed's going to go back up. So 6'5" is the perfect spot right here. Brings up some of your defense, brings up some of your finishing. Really good. Plus it adds 2 inches to your height, which is going to help you out even more with defense and shooting over people and all that good stuff. So 6'5" is the perfect height for this build. You don't want to go any higher because you really start to lose some speed and ball handle. So 6'5", perfect spot. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the weight right here, you're going to want to go ahead and go all the way down. You don't need to go all the way down to minimum. You can go up a few pounds right here to 178 pounds. If you bring it any higher, you're going to lose 1 acceleration. You don't want that. And the reason you don't go down to minimum is because you're going to lose 1 extra interior defense that's not necessary to lose. So 178 pounds right here. That's going to be the perfect spot for the weight for this build. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the wingspan, you're going to want to bring this all the way down to minimum. This gets your ball handle back up to an 85, gets your mid-range shot up to a 94, which is almost max. Once you get up to a 99.9 overall, that'll be a 99 mid-range. Your three-pointer gets up to a 91, which is super good. And it does bring down some of your defense and your finishing, but nothing too crazy. You'll still be able to defend, you'll still be able to finish at the rim. So minimum wingspan is definitely where you're going to want to be for this build. 77 inches, go ahead and say yes. Now for the takeover, obviously personal preference here. You can choose whichever one you want. Depending on your playstyle, obviously if you want to be taking ankles, you can take the playmaker takeover, and also helping out your teammates, you can take the playmaking takeover. If you want to be taking Ticino type of shots, fadeaways, leaners, all that, take the shot creator. And if you want to be shooting deep threes, contested threes, spot up shooter, all that, then take the spot up shooter takeover. But it really is personal preference depending on your playstyle. For me, I'm going to go ahead and take the shot creator takeover for this build, but again, you can choose whichever one you want. And as you can see, boom, playmaking shot creator, shades of Steph Curry, Jamal Murray, and D'Angelo Russell. So there we go, that's how you build the best playmaking shot creator build. Now, like I said, I'm going to go into the badges really quickly and show you how to put on this. I recommend you stick around for this. Hopefully it'll help you out make the build as good as possible, and it'll only take a second or two. But first I'll show you guys the final attributes right here. You can pause the video and screenshot these if you want to. These are the final attributes. Now onto the badges right here. First off, for the finishing badge, this really doesn't matter too much. You can choose whichever one you want. I would say slithery finisher would probably be the best, just to put that on bronze. Consistent finisher would also be good to put onto bronze, but for me, I'm going to put slithery. Boom. Continue. Now for the shooting badges right here, I'm going to go ahead and get corner specialist onto silver, deadeye onto gold, green machine super overrated, you don't need that. Instead, I'm going to get flexible onto gold, difficult shots onto hall of fame. Since I took the shot creator takeover, I'm definitely going to want that. You might not want that if you're not going to be taking difficult shots, but for me, that's a definite badge. Then hot zone hunter onto hall of fame, range extender onto hall of fame, volume shooter onto silver, and catch and shoot as well onto silver. This is how I'm going to set up the shooting badges for this build. Obviously a bit of personal preference, but this is a really good all around way to set up the shooting badges for any play shot build. So this is how I'm going to go ahead and confirm it. Yes. Now for the playmaking badges right here, first off, you're going to want to go ahead and get handles for days onto hall of fame, quick first step onto hall of fame, unpluckable onto bronze. That's really all you'll need it on. You won't need it any higher than bronze. Then I'm going to go ahead and get dimer and floor general both onto hall of fame so I can help out my teammates as much as possible. Super important. If you don't care about helping your teammates, then you don't have to worry about those two badges, but for me those are super important, so I'm going to upgrade both of those. And then I'm also going to get ankle breaker onto bronze, space creator onto bronze, and tight handles onto bronze. That's so that you can get every single dribbling animation. You don't need any of those higher than bronze. You'll be able to unlock every single animation with them like that, so just put them on bronze and you'll be good. And then with my last badge right here, I'm going to put needle threader onto bronze as well, and that's going to be the perfect setup for the playmaking badges for me for this build. Again, personal preference, but this is a very good all around way to set up the playmaking badges for this build. Go ahead, say yes. Now for the defense badges, first off, you're going to want clamps onto gold. Also, you're going to want to get intimidator onto gold. And then with your last badge, there is a little bit of personal preference. Some good ones would be pick dodger, interceptor, pickpocket maybe, chase down artist maybe, even though your block isn't that high, heart crusher maybe, rebound chaser maybe. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and put pick dodger just onto bronze, just like that. That is the perfect way to set up the defense badges for this build. Like I said, obviously there's a bit of personal preference with that last badge where you could put it. One of the badges that I named is what I would recommend, but you could really put it on wherever you want, even something like tireless defender if you want that. But for me, this is how I'm going to set it up. Boom, continue, and there you guys go. That is how you build the best play shot build in NBA 2K21 current gen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, only 2% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel. So if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. Helps me out a ton and I really appreciate it. And also I stream on Twitch. My Twitch link will be down in the description below, so make sure you go follow me over there. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Alright. Peace.